welcome to Sunday. Breaking down this little gem from a long time ago, isn't it? 4483, possibly one of the better looking AT-ATs from back then. There are some pretty high value parts in it. The minifigures are long gone. I think they went in the store a long time ago, but I'm just kind of working through breaking down the parts to put into the store. Given that it's that older set, it is all the dark grey and the light grey and those printed dishes, pretty valuable. Also found this part kicking around. I don't know what that is. I'm about to have a look at that, and if you bear with me 1 second. As you can see, the instruction manual at the last month's 6 months average is pretty pricey, and then those dishes, the wedge plates and things like that, there's some fair old value a long way down the list in this. I haven't seen that little pipe wrench in the set so far, but I'm just going to break it down, work through it, and then have a look at that minifigure part and see what it is. So bear with me. For anyone that doesn't use Brickowl Store, this little thing, Brick and Knives, is the best part of this. I can't really do this with one hand usually, but I'll give it a whirl. So I have a camera here by my desk, which pretty much points at that down there, and then really all you do is you take a picture and it comes up on screen so you can see the part. You click on that and it tries to identify the part. Now let's see if it does it successfully or not. And there it is. So where did that one come from? It is a slope 6x6 bottom tube minifigure dress skirt robe, dark grey and red. No, it's black. So 6 months average price. Ain't amazing, but I wonder what minifigure that came from. So if we copy that part, I can probably have a look on Bricklink. Bear with me. So interestingly, it came from a castle set, either castle 215 or castle 032, which I'm guessing are fairly old sets because the minifigures have got yellow heads. So yeah, not too bad a piece at all. Let's have a look if anyone else has got one in Australia. A couple of used ones. There you go. Who's got them? Craig's Bricks, Brickwowski and Albany Bricks. So yeah, there you go. Got one of those. Somehow landed in the set. So little added bonus, but I'm going to get on with breaking down the set and then we'll go from there and getting it into the store. It is Monday the 10th of February. Welcome to week 7. There are only 45 weeks of the year left. I best start planning for Christmas. No, week 7 kicking off. We are starting the week at 14,723 lots. Not too bad at all after that upload last night of the AT-AT. We are sitting at 567,107 parts, which in terms of where we need to be in terms of stock, we are up, obviously only just. In terms of where we're tracking on our February goals for the 750,000 or 1 million parts, we are, what are we, kind of a little over a third of the way through the month. We are 12,283 parts sold, so not too bad at all considering, and we have uploaded 14,850 parts, so a little under halfway to the 750,000. This week could be a good one. I haven't done those figures, but in terms of postage, so far we are sitting about halfway. So as you can imagine, probably revenue is over as well, which is a great little start to the week. The vlog has gone up online. that is going nicely as well. 500 plus, so some weeks are good, some weeks are bad. There is the next batch of parts that will be going into the store. This is that antique store that was kicking around, that almost sold and then didn't sell. A whole load of reddish brown, a whole heap of dark red, dark green, dark blue grey, a lot of white, which will be good, and black underneath, and then a whole bunch of other stuff, all to go into the store today, hopefully. I'm working through orders. It is half time in the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles absolutely running rampage over Taylor Swift's team, which probably offend more people, but hey, I might as well say how I call it. I've always liked the Philadelphia Eagles. They've always been kind of like the rough and ready street kids kind of team, in my opinion. I'm not a great expert on American football, but I do enjoy watching it. So I've got it on here in the store as I'm picking. I'm partway through picking 5 orders, just about to pick 80 of those for Dean, who has placed a monster order, which is next up. So I'm just going to, he's placed 2 orders, so the 80 is kind of an addition to that. If you are placing orders and you're worried about kind of adding to it and paying postage twice, never fear, I just refund them. If it takes us into the next price bracket, we'll figure it out. If it doesn't, I just refund it. So anyway, we'll get to all of these orders a little bit later on. The plan for the week is to get parts into the store. I would really like to capitalize on the good start made in the week already in terms of getting parts into the store. This is probably 5,000 plus parts, I reckon, which will be a good addition. We've got these sets that we need to crack on with, and there should be some deliveries of some orders as well coming in through the week, which will keep us ticking along. There are some things that I need to order. We are running low on mini boxes. The post-it notes in my stacks tell me where there are 50 left or 20 in the ones that are less frequently used. There isn't one in that because we ran right down, so I need to put one in, but that's the 50 mark, so that's when I need to order. So as you can see, we are probably this week needing to order mini boxes. They ended up being a huge amount of dark grey and light grey from yesterday's breaking down of that 8080. Whether that stuff sells is very well. That stuff sells very infrequently because we're talking older sets being put back together. So it's not actually allocated any space. It really is just dumped into these 2 containers for now. Should that change, we can obviously review it, but it doesn't seem to sell that often. Some of the postage labels are done for all of this, but as I say, Super Bowl's on, watching that, enjoying that. And we'll just crack on, and then we'll see the orders once the end is done, which will probably coincide with the end of the Super Bowl. Couple of hours from now. Super Bowl done and dusted. Scoreline flattering in the end, I would say. Yeah, happy with the result though. To all of you Kansas City fans, Chiefs fans, whatever you call yourselves. Bad luck, but yeah, happy. Anyway, M-Tron powerlifter and an assortment of other goodies in there. Pretty much one of every colourway of those little rock pieces. More minifigure stand, display panels, centre divide things. Tan, light blue, grey, black kind of stuff going on there. Little mixture of interesting parts in there, along with a whole bunch of used light blue, grey. Some clearing me out, I think, from memory, of the black studs on the side, 1x4, and some tyres. The canoe from the Lone Ranger sets up, parted out a while back, and some other assortments. Feels Knights kind of thing, but you never know. Interesting all the same. Small parts there, and then plates mainly, and slopes. That one's a mixed bag as well. Interesting all the same. Likewise in this one, I have some droid legs, a lot of Technic bricks, predominantly white through there. eBay sale, 3 of those, clone troopers. Domestic post off to Tasmania, 15 of those clips there used. An interesting kind of translite blue dishes of 3 different sizes, some Technic bits and panels and other stuff in that one. Just in this morning, I'm going to say chariot parts, really. A lot of reddish brown wheels, things like that. Some axles and turntables and other parts in black. A little bit of black and trans brown tiles in there, some clips, but predominantly dark blue grey used plates through there. And the big one, which is 14, which is 2 orders combined. A huge amount of light blue grey, as you can see. A lot of tiles, a lot of plates, and then a lot of white as well. Clearing me out of the 2x2 bricks in white, so that's good. And then other colours as well, kind of black, dark tan, reddish brown, tan, dark blue grey and blue. That one getting the tile, that might be the only one from memory that has reached that kind of level, possibly anyway. So I think that's 15, 16 is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16 if you count that as 2. So yeah, 16 orders all in all, which ain't too bad if you include the eBay one, which I tend not to include on the actual counts for the daily counts anyway, for my statistics, because it's too sporadic to do it. So some of the postage is done, some of it is not. That is the next job to do and get that away before we move on to getting all of this stuff on a BSX file and away. From memory, a little while back, it was about $360+ or something like that worth of parts, which ain't too bad in terms of just ticking that off for a Monday morning and getting us on the board for the week, and adding to that 14,000 that we've already hit for the week, as we head into kind of the second part. I don't know, what we at, the 11th? Anyway, here we go, let's crack on. Just a little kind of word to the wise. I was sending out the order which had the minifigure heads and the canoe in it, and it was going to South Korea, and I was just kind of trundling through, as you do, kind of filling in the details, and I just was going back to double check the shipping cost versus the shipping rate, and I noticed this little exclamation mark next to the packed thing, and I was like, oh, what's that? Because nothing's flagged on the actual order line, you know, where you see your list of orders. Anyway, when you click through, PayPal's help page has it down as payment has been submitted but is still being confirmed by PayPal. Please do not ship until payment is confirmed. When PayPal confirms the payment has been cleared, the pending icon will no longer show next to the order payment status. And if I hadn't gone back and double checked my rate to make sure they were spot on for an Asian delivery address, because they can vary quite wildly as with the US states, I may not have spotted that one. So just a heads up to keep an eye out for these things. I don't think it's necessarily the most easily spotted thing. Maybe it is, maybe it's just my vision of it. Anyway, just thought I would share that before I get into all of that. Tuesday. Gone past lunchtime already, because it's been quite a lot of picking. There's been 3 big orders, a lot of instructions, and a couple of orders that were like 75 plus lots, 750 plus parts, and they do take a bit of time without accounting scales, which is #1 priority right now. Kind of got to start thinking about counting scales, and I know they are expensive, but the time saved is what I'm thinking about. There are extremes, of course. 2 bricks in that one. Batman, who must have been in the store that I purchased, and a plate in that one. A whole load of parts in this one, including some medium nougat. You know, you love the way I say that. Or nugget, where I'm from. Spidery type things. And a whole load of other bits in there, including some big wedge plates. 3 plates in that one. Like I said, it's all about the contrasts. Ninjago figure, some bright green plates, and this translucent light blue thingy, which I'm not sure where he's from, couldn't tell you. Mos Eisley's Cantina, I think that's called a Master Builder series, but let's face it, everyone else would class it a UCS. A Battle Droid Pilot, and an Endor Trooper, and it's not a Gonk Droid, is it? It's a different type of droid. A whole load of, clearing me out in fact, of those trans-clear circular bricks. They often go whenever you've got them. I'm guessing people making stands for ships. A torso of a space something or other, thinking that was from some kind of city set that I parted out from memory, and some other bits in there. A whole load of Technic bricks in quantity in this one. Dark blue greys, 1 holes and 2 holes. Blacks in 1 hole bricks. A lot of white slopes and inverted slopes, and then a whole load of the same kind of bricks in there, including a lot of Technic connector bits. An absolute monster pile of instructions, predominantly Harry Potter, a little bit of Ninjago, and there was something else in there as well. Dreams. Oh no, Hidden Side Train, and a couple of Star Wars ones, but an absolute raft of them. So it always does. They always go. Eventually, sporadically, yes, but you know, there's 2 orders of instructions. The Mos Eisley Cantina one is a decent value one as well, and those together, it's money, isn't it? That's going out. A whole load of sand green and dark brown, a little bit of metallic gold, and this one getting the tile. 2 of these orders getting the tile. This one and the next one. Definitely has a Harry Potter feel, doesn't it, with all that sand green kind of Hogwartsy type thing going on, but you never know. And then this one, using quite a lot of the dark red used stuff that went in the store on yesterday, along with a little bit of dark blue grey, a lot of dark tan plates, an assortment of other bits in there, including the tile hidden away, reddish brown, black window frames predominantly, and a little bit of light blue grey masonry bricks and kind of curved bricks over the top. So really nice order. 9 in total, and not a bad little haul for a Tuesday night. Monday night, sorry. Tuesday is obviously traditionally the quieter day, which is to be expected these days, which means I usually get other things done, including sorting out all of these gift with purchases which arrived. I'm not sure what's in them all. I don't think they're all the chocolate box and flowers, but it could be half and half, chocolate box and flowers, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. If they have sent those gift with purchases in separate boxes, that's just ridiculous. And the top parcel is actually some more packaging, which just leaves me either tackling these things or thinking about the bucket of used stuff that I have in the back of the car that I bought back from the storage unit the other day, which includes some of the UCS Snowspeeder, although if you remember, there was a couple of Tupperware boxes, storage boxes, which had random parts colour sorted already in them, and given there's only one large sandwich bag of parts, I'm thinking that maybe those other ones were the rest of the UCS Snowspeeder. Now I come to think of it, which is fine that they're being put in the store because it's all going in the store, but maybe that was it. Anyway, not quite sure, but we do have other sets still in the wardrobe here that could be parted out as well as I continue the mission to get stuff in the store as much as I can. So postage is the next job. A couple more orders came in whilst I was out. A couple of plates on that one, a small one, and this one for LEGO Trains Australia. regular buyer, so thank you very much, Anthony. Reddish brown, some yellow and white, a little bit of light blue grey wheels in there, but predominantly black. WA buyer, so that's good. And this was the gift in purchases. These are paper bags. Interestingly enough, part out value $23, mainly because of these things. Not that they sell very often, but this sand green stem stuff's quite valuable as well. So there's a bit of a dilemma there, isn't there? Because there's those and there's these as well. You kind of put them in the store for now, but if we're struggling for stuff to part out, $23 for them to part it out. Interesting, isn't it? Have to think about that one. But anyway, they're in, and I think we're going to part out the next bunch of these sets that we had kicking about. Good, solid, used parts. We've got this one, debris, needs to be recycled, and these are the other sets that we brought back. So we've got 6122 Imperial Destroyer. This one has the figures, and I think I have Palpatine in a drawer somewhere else. Instruction manuals for that one as well. UCS Snowspeeder instructions down there, and parts for that, and the minifigures are in a drawer somewhere as well. And the other one is 7965, the other Millennium Falcon, the older version of that. Again, more parts than probably have room for right now, but more minifigure parts in this one. So the Imperial Destroyer is probably a good one, because there's some decent parts in that old school one to add to the store. Some of them we've got plenty of already, but others will be good additions. So that will keep us busy while we wait for some parts to arrive on delivery, won't it? Of which there is a little crop waiting at the depot. In a bit of a development on that parcel from South Korea, I checked on, and here it is waiting to go. I checked on PayPal and they have cancelled that payment. So I have contacted the buyer to just notify them of that in case they are not aware, and ask them whether or not they want to complete payment. Otherwise, those parts will be returning to the store, which I should have checked that prior, but you live and learn, and I will do so in future on international orders, at least before I start picking anyway. But yeah, a lesson learned. We are Wednesday, isn't it? Put parts in last night, did most of that Falcon, just got the light blue grey still to do. Everything else went in, so it was like 800 odd parts that went in last night, and I think there are parts to collect at the post office, but 2 more orders come in overnight, which is this one, dark blue grey, a lot of white, used and new, and then a whole assortment of other bits. Quite an array of stuff in there. And this one, regular buyer, lots of small parts in light blue grey. So the labels are all done for these. Domestic letter for those two. Just going to get them packaged up and away. Packaging's all broken down, ready for recycling, and then we're into the rest of the stuff which is in the storage box. And I think I will do the Imperial Destroyer as the next one, and then yeah, the Venator perhaps, but we never know. We never know what we're going to do next, do we? Because it depends on how many parts are at the post office. There might be a few, so I'm going to get these done and off, and then once I come back, I'll show you what we have got to be working with. Part 1 of things open. There is a large parts order there. This is 2 orders combined. Very much staples, is that the right word? Yeah, staples for the store. So 2x3 bricks in light blue grey, white, black, dark blue grey, 2x4 tiles, slopes, arches, plates, curves, tiles, curved slopes, spears. They're actually from a Bricklink order, just them. It was like 150 of them or something. Harder to find than you imagine at a good price. Some more tiles, some trans light blue plates. Easy, like 2,500 parts. Simple as that. Quick and easy one to put away. And then this order here is a whole load of parts, which I'll need to go through and figure out what is what. But again, pretty much stuff which is just cleared out. So I'll just have a quick go through this, sort it out. I can see there's some duplicates of parts in here. Just sweeping up some wanted lists and things like that. So always good to do when people have a good price or sales on. Okay, another 5,000 parts here. Some good staples, white things. Been out of those for a while. Been running down on slopes. Out of those completely. Out of yellow tiles. Out of slopes. Good little replenishment going on here. A few of these are new lots. Probably a good dozen of these, which is good. So what we got, like 5,000 and 2,500, 7,500 parts. Not bad at all for a little addition. So I'll get this all added and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so that was an upload of about 6,700 parts, which takes us back to the heady heights of 575,362, creeping towards that 15,000 lots, which is good. 14,886 could well be the highest we've been. Could be. And in terms of the tracker, that blue line is the 750 target line, which is sitting at 35,900 parts for the month. We are sitting at 25,749. So just shy of 10,000 parts to upload before the end of the month to get us on track for that, and everything above that moves us towards the 1 million target line, although trying to hit 66,900 seems like a monumental task right here and now, but that's a pretty decent upload for the day. A few other tasks I need to crack on with for now. No other orders have come in. There is the latest edition of Blocks magazine has landed. Let's tidy that away. A couple of reallocations to do. Those white cylinders and these 1x1 circular plates with a hole in them need to be reallocated. The recycling needs to be done as always. But other than that, a typical, well, it's Wednesday, isn't it? I was going to say it was a typical Tuesday, but it's actually Wednesday, so not typical, but quiet all the same. Just the light blue grey from that Millennium Falcon to sort through as well. There are some stickered tiles and things within that which may add a little bit of interesting value, but that could well be a tomorrow job right now. As I say, got some other admin stuff that I need to crack on with, but yeah, satisfying day all round. Good morning and welcome to Thursday. I had to check. Anyway, not that you'll be able to see the address anyway, but the parcel for South Korea, the payment failed on Bricklink. I reached out to the seller to inform them that that had happened, so that they were aware. In case they weren't, surely you would be aware. Anyway, and they wanted to pay, and for whatever reason, the invoice, they couldn't pay directly from PayPal or whatever, and then they did, just direct to my account, not via the Bricklink invoice, just direct into my account. Anyway, it's paid, so I'm shipping, which kind of, I don't know, feels a bit like what a saga, you know, but ultimately we're talking like a $40 order, okay, and they've paid, they've got good feedback on Bricklink, you know, 30 odd plus feedback. They've been a member a while, so not all suspicious things are suspicious, we hope. You never know. 3 orders in overnight, so still pretty quiet. And actually looking back to 2024, which sounds weird saying that, doesn't it? This time of year, this couple of weeks, this week and next week in 2024 were fairly quiet as well. So maybe that's Valentine's Day. Maybe people save up to buy their loved ones dinner, flowers, or Lego sets. Who knows? But it's a curious anomaly. Maybe it's just me. Maybe anyway. Let's just some really old school. These kind of 4x6 bricks. Old school they are. Anyway, they're going out along with a whole assortment of other stuff. I don't know, it has an old school house feel to it. I don't know why. It just feels like that sort of thing to me, but it could be anything. R2D2 and some curious parts. That is the wrong colour. That's meant to be dark blue grey. I picked that earlier this morning. It is only 8 AM. I picked it this morning without full daylight, so I need to change that to dark blue grey. And this one is a local collection Dino set, which I'll be honest, I've never really seen before. This must have been in those instructions that I purchased, I'm figuring. Anyway, and the parts are weird and wonderful, like really weird and wonderful. Not sure what is going on there. There's all sorts of bits and pieces that are just in there. Bit of rock, crab, some leaves, some weird trans things, some printed, some stickered tiles. Yeah, some printed. Yeah, it's all in there. Anyway, that's a local collection. That is the buyer that wanted to leave their order open. If I did mention that previously, I'm not sure. Anyway, on to more serious and impactful topics in my continual waffling about what the store's doing. Expansion. So usually that little what do they call it? Shutter? Don't know. These things open to let light in. Like that. Beautiful blue sky, and they in fact open all the way up if you want to let all the sunlight in. And you can see the skyline of Perth over in the far distance. No, you can't. That's just a tower block. Anyway, the city's over that way. Anyway, there you go. So, but I've been working today with that one shut because obviously there's a big window, like a patio door, sliding door, ranch door, whatever you call it, wherever you're from, at the end here, which lets all the light in. And as everyone knows, kind of, we've got about 7 million lumens worth of light up the top, blasting down on us. But yesterday, with all those parts going in, this happened. We filled up the larger drawer bays, which means we've only really got, some of these are stuck fast, eh? They do get very jammed. We've got one to fill, and other than that, everything is accounted for along here. Excuse me, I've got a bit of hiccups this morning. Everything is accounted for along here, and we are already halfway down the third row of the Kmart drawers, which are slightly wider. You do get a lot more in them, especially with these kind of three-way dividers. I really do like them. Not that they give you enough dividers for every drawer to be three-way divided, but some drawers you just don't need three-way dividing. You know, some of them are all one, and then some are three-way divided, and I really like that. And I guess that's kind of why people really like the Rayco system that they have more prominently in the States. Anyway, we are full to here, and I would like those to continue here, and these to be in the right sequence with the other the small drawers over here. So they would need to go on the end here, and obviously there's a drop here and my Sonos down there, and I need this to open, so there can't be more cupboards there because I need to get in there to get into them. So, you know, we've got a bit of a spatial issue, which led me to measuring whether or not I can shunt these. Let me stand back so you can get a better view. Whether I can shunt 2 rows of these along, and I can, and there'd still be a gap at the end. Not a very big gap, but there would be. So they could all go along, which means that I wouldn't be getting the light from that window, but I would be getting the light from this big one here, which wouldn't be too bad. But it would mean that all of the small drawers, the D drawers, would be in one plane, and it would mean I would be able to add 2 more to the end, which would give us 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 of them. I can't remember how many drawers are in those. Is it 60 drawers? So there would be that many drawers. Can't do the maths quickly. And then that would allow me to have 2 more of those down here. Now, the only other room that there is to expand that kind of stuff is to do what I did way back when and have them fixed to the edge of the shelving, which could work. I mean, the ladder's here at the moment and everyone loves the ladder, so we don't want to lose it too much, but it did used to live in that corner over there, and those drawers, those cupboard doors still opened okay. So that would be a potential, and I think it was, you got 4? I think you could get 4 on the end, cable tied to the back, and they were rock solid then. So that would allow me to continue these big drawers for things of larger volume, and that is really the case. It's things that take up more room and things that I need to separate out. So there's like a lot of leaves, there's a load of clips, those, yeah, you know the drill. Anyway, that is where we are with that. So that is the kind of the idea for expansion, which gives me the problem of where to put these AD drawers, which, you know, are pretty much kind of accessories and things like that. So we've got kind of hats and things, we've got plates, and, you know, they're quite mixed up so that I don't confuse things. Minifigure heads, parts from sets that are different, you know, there's all sorts. Anyway, where would they go? They could go here, but they do sit quite high, so they would block out a fair bit more light, which I am worried about blocking out too much natural light, but it's one place for them. The other alternative is to replace the good old Gorilla Glued on wheels original, the OG shelf with a smaller version of these ones, which I think Bunnings, which is what do you call it, like, you know, a homewares kind of DIY kind of store, I think they do a shorter one of those. So you'd get kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, you get 5 shelves. How many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be a bit higher, but it would mean that I could move the AD drawers onto one of these and still have presumably room for all of these 5 litre containers, if not a little bit more room, depending on the width of this. Not particularly as invitingly good looking. Let's have a little, I've not measured the width, hang on. This one is about 40, 41, right? And this one, I'm doing it upside down, is 38.5, so it'd stick out a little bit more, but not shake the room more, and it's not flush to the skirting board down there. Anyway, so this feels like it's a bit of a solution for expansion. So it would offer me another 120 drawers over there, which would be pretty decent, and it would offer me another, how many are in these things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3, 18, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, yeah, another 36 down there, and another 120 of the small drawers, which is pretty decent kind of addition. What I also need to do is go through my drawers and just see where spaces are. I don't think there's a lot of spaces in them. Yeah, there's not a lot of spaces left. which is kind of a problem given that some of them are kind of taken up with used. I need to try and get, you see there's a couple in there, right? There's 2 in T50 and things like that. So there's a little bit of room here and there for stuff, but there's just not enough to push on to the 750,000. We're talking another 200,000 parts to get into this store. Now you could just say, oh, I'm just going to get 250,000 1x1 plates and job done, but that's, you know, it's pointless, isn't it? It has to be a meaningful 200,000 parts. I know Jason at Kiwi Brick Exchange has a little system where he has some bulldog clips that he attaches to the drawers when he has space in them. What I tend to do is move the parts to the back of the drawer, like this one. So what if they were in the front, I move them to the back so that the front is empty, so that when I'm looking down the drawers I can see that there's nothing in it. Sometimes it just looks like there's nothing in a drawer. I'm just trying to see if I can spot another one. 443, yeah, there you go, there's another one. So it becomes quite 518, that looks like another one. Yeah, it becomes quite easy. 557, is that one? No, there's some things in the back, but it was close. Yeah, it becomes quite easy to spot, apart from when it's trans clear things, where the holes are or not. Yeah, there's another one. So there are gaps here and there, which is good for filling up, but I am conscious that in the coming weeks, between now and kind of the end of March, I really want to crack into increasing lot count and part count, and that does mean that this space is going to become utilized. It's going to have to. And as I think I mentioned earlier in the week, a counting scale, which means I do need my bench area back. So this detritus all has to move, as does these box sets, which were meant to have been parted out, but I still haven't gotten around to it because I'm a lazy sod. These used sets need to get sorted. As ever, you will be familiar with my inability to actually complete tasks. But that said, got a shipping quote in, and from Elizabeth, regular buyer, so I'm going to go and do that, and then I actually need to go to the storage unit myself. I'm going to take a couple of these sets back, the ones that I'm keeping, and yeah, and pick up a couple of pieces of paper that I need to pick up, which sounds very mysterious. I don't know why I'm telling you. You don't care, but it's what I'm doing, and then we'll see what happens for the rest of the day. But I definitely want to get finished with this Millennium Falcon, so I want to get this bunch of light blue grey sorted. We do not have a lot of room for light blue grey parts, which is a crushing reality, but that's where we're at. I did see someone list 5211 on Facebook earlier today for $500. Even I think that sounds like that's like ludicrous for an old set that's been used and built. With all, I mean, yeah, he's got all the figures and stuff, but that seems like a lot of money for that set, to me anyway. Right, so I'll get that boxed off once I get back from the lockup, and I'll do the little admin bits that I need to do, and other than that, yeah, I'll catch you in a minute or two. And what time is it now? Just gone lunchtime. This weekend is the next Bricklink catch up that we have with myself and Noah, and actually this one is being opened up to the world, so if you are keen on joining our little gatherings, find the poster on my Instagram, Yellow Brick Road. You should find it easy enough. I can't remember what the thing is anyway, yeah, find my Instagram, find the post, and you'll find the details. Easy as that, isn't it? Anyway, Sunday, when this, slightly after this vlog's come out, so if you're early, you could get in. If not, you've missed it. Anyway, 2 more orders come in. Clearing me out of those. They are very, very popular, and a whole lot of gun turrets and some other little tiny pieces in there. And this is the order from Elizabeth, so a whole load of tan and dark tan and reddish brown, a lot of black stuff, a mixture of stuff there, a whole load of red, clearing me out of dark red circular bricks, and a whole load of white. I am gonna, and some dark blue grey as well. I'm gonna suggest pirates for that one. Anyway, that's that. I'm just about to do the postage and get that done. Haven't done anything else because I was putting together the flyer for that. Anyway, next. Welcome to Friday. Kind of a bit fatigued actually. Busy day. Yeah, I went to the gym and everything, and on a mission this morning, which will become evident in a bit. But yesterday continued with the expansion. So as you can see, there's the wall, and now it rolls all the way along to the very end. So yeah, if I step back, oof, beautiful. Bit of an extension there, and that has meant that there are two more in here, which is all very good. No labelling up yet, obviously, and I have also got a new shelf to go here, the end of the Gorilla Glued OG. Bit of an emotional thing to say goodbye to, but the new one is slightly longer, so it will sit for 5 litres on a shelf, which will be useful because that will allow me to not have these in front of the window blocking out more light. I've also got 2 more of these sitting in the car, these AD drawers, so that will fill up one of the shelves on this unit. But there's 5 shelves, so there'll be 3, 6, 9, 12 on a shelf, 4 shelves, 12, you get the idea, and up we go. So that's after I've done the post, that's what I'm going to crack on with. I couldn't actually finish the post yesterday because Australia Post had a credit card outage, couldn't do labels, which is good luck for Elizabeth because she made another small order which I can actually refund her the postage and just add that to the package. Someone purchasing 3 of these that were in the store already, so that's nice. Out the door already. Collection later today for that one. Someone buying up a lot of those kind of USA tiles, slopes even, which came from that store purchase way back whenever, which is a good one. Interesting little bits and pieces in that one. One of these kind of domestic letters that really shouldn't be domestic letters. If you could do good settings on Brickowl, which you can't, so a package that normally I wouldn't want to be domestic letter being so, but there you go. As you can see, very earthy colours. And then a small parcel of low quantities of things, but a regular buyer all the same. Excuse me. So there we go, all 6 orders. Fairly slow again, isn't it? But that's the way it is. I haven't done any more uploading. There is meant to be a delivery today from Shannon at Every Little Bricks. It's not the biggest of orders, but it's some decent parts. We had a little rearrange of things along the top there, keeping me signed. Thanks again, Tiff, for that. Got me a little hat there that's too small for my head because it's for kids really. And the little bits and pieces that are along there, and tidied up the cupboard up the top. We'll probably have a look in the cupboard next week. I don't want to overwhelm you with excitement this week. We'll get up the ladder and stuff next week. I need to reorder these shelves obviously because we go 980, then it drops to 1031, so I need to rejig those so they're correct and then label the new ones. These are those Kmart ones that divide into 3, although I do wish they would give you 2 dividers per drawer, but they don't. Tight. Anyway, yeah, what else is there to do really? Obviously I've got this little plethora of mess that was kind of around. The weighing scales, when I get to that, are going to go here. I need to make a packaging order as well, and I need to tidy up this stuff. The reality of it is I haven't done anything with this, and I'm unlikely to get much done with this in the rest of this week, so I'm going to tidy it up so that I can have a hoover and a dust. Seems like a good time having had a move around. I found all of these parts underneath the drawers that obviously dropped out or slid underneath when sorting, and I have various pots here. So this is a pot of stuff which has been in drawers when counts have gone down, and this is a pot of stuff which has been in drawers that it shouldn't be in. All of that needs finding a new home and stuff like that, so there's always loads of little jobs like that that I just never get to, do I, because I'm a right old work dodger. But anyway, postage needs done, so hopefully Australia Post is back working and I can get that done. So that's my next job. End of Friday, literally. Been out a couple of medical appointments with the wife. Those are those two AD drawers which will be going on the shelves once I've built them. I haven't yet, but I did want to get these parts that are beautifully packed into the store. One sale on eBay, Podamaran, and these parts are heading into the store, all bog standard kind of good stuff that sells pretty decently and stuff like that, courtesy of Shannon over on Every Little Brick. A very, very nice store, Southern Australian store. Does good volume of stuff, which obviously suits me really well when I'm looking to kind of replenish and keep the price per part down. So I'm just going to pull up the PSX file and get this sorted for going into the store. Good afternoon, welcome to Saturday. The new shelves are in place. Not quite what I was hoping. They're not, weirdly, they are not the same measurements as these ones. Where the join is slightly different on this one to this one. So my plan was to have the AD drawers in one row round the middle and then drawers above and below, and that hasn't worked out. So now I've got the AD drawers down the side like that, and then I'm going to be able to wrap them around the top to have some more AD drawers. I don't know whether these units come with a slightly, you know, three more would fit. That would be awesome, but it's not going to be anyway. So we've kind of got them sitting on the edge like this for now. Spares down the bottom and then spare along the top, and everything's back in its order. A lot more stable than the Gorilla Glue shelves. Anyway, that's good. Job done. A bit of tidying up still to do, and I still haven't reordered these because I realised that this one is a Spotlight one and this one is a Kmart one, and the drawers are different sizes. So that's going to do my head in until I decide whether to buy another Kmart one to replace 971 onwards. So, or I'll just live with it for the time being. Anyway, I have picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orders. It's actually 7 because one was 2 orders, this tiny one, so it doesn't really count. There's 2 more large orders to pick as well. So it's been fairly steady, which is decent. Thomas with 2 little orders. Someone clearing me out of blue bricks, which is good. Clearing me out of white bricks and some tiles as well. This one, and then clearing me out of those things as well. One of those orders that clears you out of everything. This one, is this one off to, no, not this one. This one is off to the UK. A whole lot of interesting light blue grey slopes, plates, tiles, a little mixture of white stuff, and then an assortment of dark tan, reddish brown, other things. That one's off to the UK. From the orders that have just come in, one of them's off to New Zealand, and I think the other one might, no, the other one's an Australia one. A whole lot of black in this one, slopes and things like that. A whole load of slopes and brackets and things in that one in dark blue grey and light blue grey, clearing me out of these 2x1 curved slopes. This one is actually off to Manila, and an absolute wad of minifigures, a little bit of animals. We've got, who's that again? Is that Woody? Yep, Woody, Eeyore, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, the bunny I don't know the name of, a white minifigure, the 2 grey statues which are from probably the museum, and then some Disney ones including Peter Pan, a couple of Mickey Mouses and Buzz Lightyear. So, absolute cracker that one. One of the orders is for Kiwi Phil, so as you can expect it's a fairly decent order as they usually are, and the other one is for Dean again. I recognise the name, so another cracking order, so 2 more to do, which keeps us kind of busy, doesn't it, for the weekend, which is good. I managed to pick up the latest little LEGO catalogue. They've gone hard on the Formula 1, little gatefold in the front, and then they repeat it on the inside with all the sets. Definitely going hard on that. I don't know why they don't, like, they've got all the March sets, but in the Star Wars category they don't have the March releases, so they don't have the helmet in here. They never managed to get ahead of the game in the Star Wars section. I never know why. Anyway, got one of those. Always like having a little peer through. Anyway, absolute tip over here, but now those AD drawers have been moved, I can start tidying that up, and this is going to bug me, I know it is, until I figure it out. I'm just going to have to figure out how to make this look more appealing somehow, and I don't know how, but I'm not liking these blue drawers on the end. Right, I have to think about it.